Hello, 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 hello. It is 5 o'clock PST here in America, so check your clocks. It is past 5 o'clock, that means you're catching the replay, which means you can fast forward all this stuff. You can sign up for the notifications up there, you can share down there, and you can also sign up for our email list, rebrand.ly/Jusst Jack email. So make sure you get on that because that is very important, especially for this coming up season. I like the email list. I spent lots of money learning how to write email, and I feel like once I started applying it to my life and to my, I guess, daily application of not even so much just writing email, but learning how to communicate with people through text or PDF, I suppose, then it was easier for me. So let me know when you get in here. Say, hey girl, hey. Ebony Jewel Sears, what it do, boo? Good to see you in here, my love. Lots of love to you. So let me know when you come in here. I'm just going to try something really quick and see if it works, and if it doesn't, then we'll just keep on going with the show. You know, it's crazy because 3 years ago, yesterday was my anniversary. Gosh, I look high AF. By the way, if you want to share, you can share down there. Or up there. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe up there. My allergies have been acting up, and I look stoned. I look high AF, I look greasy AF, I am itchy AF because of these mosquitoes. Just give me 1 second so I can see if this works on my laptop. Uh-oh. So 3 years ago, hi Ashley Brown, hello Natasha Fudge, hey girl, hey. Okay, it's not gonna work. Whatever, forget shit. I'm done with technology. I'm done. So, where have you been? I love that question. What do I say every time that question comes up? Or my favorite one is, what have you been up to? It's like, girl, I've been, number one, living my best life. Number two, doing my own work, which is great. And number three, staying focused on what I want to do in this time-space reality, I suppose, is a perfect answer to that. Because what I want to talk about is 3 years ago. It's my anniversary. Yesterday was my anniversary actually going out and doing stuff on my own. Hello, Danielle Colby. Hey, girl, hey. 3 years ago, I did not do videos. I think I did one video, and that was it. I didn't do anything else. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to watch. I didn't know who to learn from. I was just kind of there, wasting space, really, if you ask me. It was a waste of space. My sister always said, she would always tell me, what are you doing? You're wasting your talent, and there's nothing worse than wasted talent. There's nothing worse. And even, you know, I'm not one to like change. I never liked change. I didn't want change. And recently I was hanging out with my cousin Juanita, and she says, you know, I hate change and I hate all that stuff. And I was praying, Lord, I don't want to change. I don't want to change. And it was so cute because she goes like this. And it was like the Holy Spirit came to me and told me, Juanita, you don't have to like change. You don't have to like change, but you must question, why are you so comfortable with stagnation? Or something along those lines. I'm not sure what the Spirit told me. You know, that's her spirit, not mine. You're never a waste. No, it's never a waste. But you could definitely waste your talent. I've seen so much waste. I still see wasted talent. I see people, you know, who just, well, like me. For example, I was in the same boat. I was at that place where I was scared to go and do the things that I knew I needed to go do. And that's even scary. That's a scary place to be in, because when you feel like you need to be doing something, you forget that everything needed for the fulfillment of your heart's desire is always lovingly and harmoniously gravitated towards you, which really means, if you go deeper into it, it means that you have it now already. It's already here. All you have to do is tap into that. Right? Hello, Regina. Oh, hello, Regina Humble. Hello, hello. Hey, boo. There's a story there too. And if you're ever in a bar with me, tell me to tell you the story about Regina Humble, and I will. That was a fun story. So it was always there. I just had to tap into it. Sometimes people will ask me, how do you tap into the spirit? How do you tap into the space of the most highest good, the space of the divine? How do you tap into that? And I say, girl, I don't tap out. Or I try my best not to tap out, you see. That is a difficult part. I feel like it's us who tap out away from all of that that's already within us. It's us who tap out from realizing that the power is inside of you this whole time, Dorothy. All you have to do is click your heels 3 times together and say, there's no place like home. Go out there and you'll be there, right? At this point, all you have to do really is just show up, right? And going back to 3 years ago, I needed help. And I always say this, I needed help. And I wasn't afraid to ask for help. Tina Turner, when she left Ike, she called it Tina Operation Oops, because there were so many mistakes that she made. But she wasn't afraid to say, I don't know how to do that. Can you help me? So if we're always in that space, right, of growing. We're always in that space of there's a crossroads. Should I choose the smoothest course? Should I go this way? Should I go that way? Should I keep growing? Should I keep expanding? Am I going to stay stagnant? There's always that search. The Buddha said it. When there's a search for a higher level of consciousness, right? Got my red bedazzled heels on, clicking right now. You go, girl. You go, Miss Ebony Jewel Sears. So the Buddha said you're always on a constant search for the next level of consciousness. Yes. So if we're constantly on that search for that next level of consciousness, we must keep growing and we must keep expanding. Otherwise, we are very busy, like a rocking horse, moving, but never getting anywhere. Therefore, we remain stagnant. And I think that growth is scary, not a fear. One should never be afraid of growth. But, you know the butterflies you get in your stomach? That thing that says, maybe, just maybe, you really shouldn't do this. I love that. I love that because when I'm faced with that now, I'm like, oh, hi. Nice to see you again. Haven't seen you in quite a while. Move out of my way. I have work to do. Because I was able to go ask for help from a very powerful individual. A very powerful individual. I always say, don't take who taught me this? Lisa Torres Allen taught me this. Never take constructive criticism from someone who has never constructed anything in their entire life. So, in that same sense, one must only take opinions or advice from someone that they would want to trade shoes with. Now, there are many people in this world who walk a great walk. They talk a great game. But they have some ugly shoes, and I do not want to trade shoes with them. But I know a wonderful woman who wears cute shoes who happens to be my size. Miss Amber Voigt, the redhead queen of network marketing. Hello, Christina Rush Dunning. Hello, miss you too, girl. Let's hang out pretty soon. Let's go lift some weights or something. I've been seeing you. I love when you talk with your hands so I can see your nails. Hashtag nail envy. Good from far, far from good. What color are your nails? This is, I don't know. It's like that dark purple, my ex-husband's color. How about that? You'll understand that, Jeff, Regina. Keep it real, love that. Love you, love the truth you're speaking. Oh, I'm glad. Hey there, Jack. Hey, girl. Hello, Holly Fitzstevens. Hello, hello. So, I asked for help. And I called her up and I said, can you help me? And just like any great leader, she told me, of course I can help you. Of course I'm willing to sit down with you and have a conversation. You know, so many times people, I think, they're so focused on the future, they're so focused on what they can get from somebody, they're so focused on trying to make a sale, they're so focused looking at people like they have a dollar sign on their forehead, that they forget to live in the moment. They're always focusing on the horizon, what they need to do, what they have to get, where they have to go, never focusing on the moment. And I think a great leader teaches you, hey, focus on the moment, Queen. You only have this moment. All you have is this moment. The past, you don't have nothing from the past. The Course of Miracles says the only thing you have from the past, the only thing real from your past, is how much you loved and how much you were loved in return. That's the only thing from your past. Everything else is just an illusion. Yes? And the same thing with the future. The future can be changed instantaneously. All you have to do is have one thought. You ever heard people say you're one thought away from becoming a millionaire? All you need is that one thought to change your entire world. Your entire world. And it's a decision that you're going to have to make. And the redhead Amber Voigt told me, she sat me down and she said, well, you have to decide, is this something that you want to do? Is it what you want to do? Because if it's not what you want to do, then don't do it, Jack. And I said, I don't think that's something I want to do. She said, okay. She sat back, she twiddled her thumbs, and she asked me a bunch of questions. She asked me questions, millions of questions, and I think that Lisa Grossman teaches us. There's millions and millions of questions, but ultimately what it goes down to is when you ask the prospect, or when you're teaching or mentoring or being a guru or a coach of some sorts, you know, all those labels people give themselves. Where are they at right now? Where are you at right now? Where are you going? And how do you plan on getting there? That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Your past got you here. Lisa Nichols says this. I'm name dropping tonight. I hope everybody's writing these names down. These names have helped me over the years. Your past has got you here. It has very little to do with where you are going, because we understand that we are creators, and we do understand that all we have to do is pull out our magic wand and point things in the direction, and abracadabra. What is that Aramaic for? Who knows? I always say it. It's our abracadabra is Aramaic, which translates to I speak it and I create it. Sorry, you guys. Your nails are my homecoming dress color. Oh, I love that. Preach, you're talking today. That's right. You know what? Earlier, what I had said was, well, all you have to do is show up, right? So many people, and I was like this too 3 years ago. I asked Amber, I said, what do I go talk about? What do I go talk about? And she said, you just be yourself. You just be yourself. I can see her in my head like this. You just be yourself, with her hair in her red messy bun, with all black, high heels, and maybe she had on her coffin nails, I'm not too sure, twiddling her thumbs. All you have to do is show up. Go. Be yourself. Show up every day. This is what she told me. She said, you need to boost up your influence. You need to go on video every day, Jack. I said, what do I talk about? She said, go out there every day and watch yourself blossom and bloom and expand. Allow yourself to blossom and bloom and expand. The people always think, and now, because I did it, I blossomed and I bloomed and I continue to expand. There is no stopping this, especially now. Especially now. There ain't no stopping it, because I understand Jusst Jack. And nobody else in this world has to understand Jusst Jack. The pastor the other day, last week, he tells me, Jack, I just don't understand. And I said, I've been in this body for 29 years and I still can't understand it. Don't try to understand it. It will drive you insane if you try to understand this. I can't understand it. All you can do, and I think this is what people do as friends, and this is what I really believe this 100%. All you can do is love me and allow me to love you in return. That's it. That's it. Anything else comes from our egos. That's it. Everything else comes from what we have created in this crazy mind of ours. What we have created with this personality that has been here, I don't know, the past 29 years. The personality that we have that has been here, oh, I don't know, the past 50 years. The past 85 years. I don't care who you are, how old you are. You will have epiphanies to the day you die. Because the spirit is always trying to get your attention. Like I said earlier, you tap out. There was this, one of the pastors at the church, it was so cute. He taught about the story of in the garden. You know, God asked, where are you? To Adam and Eve. When they disconnected themselves, you see. Hello, Tanya Hendricks. Hello, hello. They disconnected themselves. And this is why we teach the story of creation in the Sunday school, yes? And we teach the story of creation to people who are barely understanding how to manufacture your own belief systems, right? So we teach them the story of creation, and many people teach the story of creation saying that one must not believe in oneself, one must not serve oneself, because that is like biting from the forbidden fruit. There is a lot of truth in that. There is much truth in that. However, one must not forget the atonement. You see, it's not that God left Adam and Eve. No, no. God is always remaining, darling. Always there. Always. Always has been, always will be. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, right? Always. Always has been, always will be. Hi, Keats! So, oh, she threw me off. I got distracted. And the Word was God. So when he asked, the pastor at the church house, what he said was, God asked a very defining question, which we should all be asking ourselves. Where are you? Have you separated yourself from that which makes you whole? Holy Spirit. I like to think of Holy Spirit as W-H-O-L-E, which reminds us that we are whole, that we are complete, flawed maybe. But the Holy Spirit, I believe, is flawless. And I think the Holy Spirit will come and teach the atonement, which teaches us to go back to not... The ego and the self will always say, I can do anything. I can use God as an ATM machine because I can use metaphysical law. I've tapped into the power. Understand. I got the woo-woo, got the hocus-pocus. I understand that I can create. Yes, that is a very selfish way of living life. I think that is not a spiritual climb, but more of a... Well, I don't think it has anything to do with your spirit to serve yourself, really. I like to lead and move in a way with the will of God to be done through me. That's what I want. I want the will of God to be done through me. One of my favorite little cartoons, Sita Sings the Blues. It's on YouTube. And Sita tells the story. The story is about Sita, who it's about love and devotion and dedication to her husband Rama, who a god. So the story goes on. Sita was kidnapped by this man, and this man, hello Nana, hi Nana, good to see you. This man kidnapped her, and he was threatening her. Hey, you know what? If you don't go into my bed and sleep with me, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. But not Sita didn't move a muscle. She didn't care. Because she knew who she was. She knew what lived in her, and she knew about her love and dedication to her God. Yes? So Sita says, oh, whatever the man's name was, I forget what his name was. She said, oh, I should kill you with just one look, the way you stare at me with those lustful eyes. But I will not do so unless my husband permits me to, because I take my guidance and direction from him, not you. And I think when I live my life And people tell me, you should be doing this, and you should be doing this, or you shouldn't be doing this, and you shouldn't be doing that. I think, what I like to think is, oh, I should just rip you to pieces with my tongue, and I have the ability to do so. But I only take my direction and my guidance and my counsel from my God, who I love and have such a devotion to, that I don't care who you are, you ain't going to come through it. At this point, people, like I said earlier, you can only love me and allow me to love you in return. There is nothing else. There is nothing else there. That is how miracles are created, through love. And people think, why is my life going bad? Why is this going crazy? Oh, woe to me, oh, woe to me, oh, woe to me. It's like, where is the love? Where is the love? A haughty look is a no-no. That's right. Don't be looking at me with your lustful eyes. I'm not wearing a bra right now. Just kidding. But anywho, you just got to go back to basics. And when I asked her for the help, I think something that was very important that we must understand is, when I came home from that conversation, and if you want to know more about the conversation that we had, it's in Facebook Live from the past 2 years or 3 years. This is the third one. So I talk more about the things that she said. Now I'm going to talk about how I was feeling and how my third year is looking for me. So when I came home from having that conversation with the redhead, what I thought was, this is it. No more struggle. No more hardship. No more, all this stuff that I had been going through, no more. Now she's going to help me. No. What I failed to understand was, that was the beginning of the rest of my life. That was the beginning for the work to go and be done. You see, I had been in preparation for maybe about a decade, I'll say. Well, 25 years, 26 years, I've been in preparation for this stuff. And we're always in preparation for the next level. I talk about the 3 phases of the journey. We're in preparation for the journey. But the real good stuff, I was talking to my homegirl at the shop the other day, and she says she was finishing up her PhD in Chinese medicine. And I said, oh, good for you, good for you. And she said, oh, I can't wait till it's all over. I said, you better watch your words, Miss Thang. Because the true work begins when you put all that school, all that learning into action and into practice. The pastor asked me, he says, how come you want to go to the metaphysical church and not the Christian church? I said, no, I want to do both. I want to go to the metaphysical church and I want to go to the Christian church, and I should be allowed to do that. And he says, but what are you seeking? And I said, nothing. I'm beyond the seeking stage. I just go where I'm called, and that's where I'm being called to go. So I came home and I was able to think about it and meditate upon it. And the real truth of the matter is, I love the Christian church because the Christian church reminds me of the power that lives within me. Yes? The Christian church reminds me of that power that lives within me. The power of the mind that the master teacher himself taught. Yes? But also the metaphysical church teaches me how to tap into that power. How to use different tools and skill sets and techniques and procedures to do my greatest good for the greatest good of all humankind. I think that's what really having a servant's heart is all about, where you take yourself out of the equation. Because I think there's many times where it comes down to the nitty-gritty and it's like, I don't want to go help people anymore. This world is going to hell in a handbasket. This world, they are killing themselves. They hate each other. They are fighting against each other. They are building governments and systems, and they are putting themselves into them and then accepting them as gospel. I don't want to do it. Leave me alone, and I will leave. I will leave this world. I will detach. My spirit will leave. This body will be here, but my spirit will leave, right? It has left. But that's when you realize, wait a second, Jack, you tapped out, girl. You tapped out. Because all you're focusing on is the ugly, the hate, the anger, the frustration, and misery loves company. And what you feed thrives, and what you starve dies. Keep feeding your mind with all this ugly stuff that you are observing out in your time-space reality right now. That's all you're going to get, queen. That's all you're going to get. Tap back in. Come back with me. Come on. Here. Come to the water. I know you're thirsty. You are parched, queen. Come. Sit next to me. Let me remind you of the power that you have within you, of the well that never runs dry. Let me remind you of that power, because once you're reminded of that power, you're able to go and tell other people about that power, and your work allows other people to tap into that power, doing whatever it is they need to do, because you are who you attract. I don't really attract selfish people into my life anymore. I don't think I ever have, really. I think I attract people who are just like me. People who, this is what Amber Voigt said. Amber Voigt said, you're part of a small group of people that actually want to give in this world. That actually don't care about really any of the BS going on. We see beyond the BS, right? Most of you, and I think all you guys in here, see beyond the BS. That's why we're friends. What she said was, what you have to do is just go and give. Give it. Give it all. Give your heart. Give a listening ear. Give a shoulder to cry on. Give a word of encouragement. Give love to these people in this world. Because you mark my words, this is something she also said. She said there are people in this world that are very selfish, and they will take anything you give them. So give it all. Don't worry about keeping anything to yourself. You know, the pastor at the church house, he said this one time. He was giving a lecture about those leaders who keep stuff to themselves. They say, oh, I don't want to give too much out, because if I give too much, you know, they might, oh, heaven forbid somebody grow and expand and go out and serve people. You know, heaven forbid. You know, heaven forbid you get good at living life to go help other people. Heaven forbid that. You know, those leaders, we wouldn't call them leaders at all, would they? Would we? We wouldn't call them leaders at all, because I think a great leader doesn't teach you how to be them. A great leader teaches you how to be you, how to be yourself, how to tap into your truest, highest self. And they give you techniques and tools and procedures to tap into themselves. That Bible is really good for business. For those of you guys who pick it up and read it. The Course in Miracles, the pastor was asking me, what are you going to focus on right now? Because your focus needs to be on something, you know. The focus has to be on something. What is it going to be on? And I said, I didn't know. I didn't know the Course would be on. Now I understand the Course has to be on A Course in Miracles. Learn from love. Because we've taken the Course of Miracles before, but you know, just as everything, the moment you go back at it again, you can read it a billion times, and each time it changes. Well, not it changes. You change. You change. Just like reading the big book, the big Bible. You don't know how many times I read the story of Jonah and the whale, one of my favorites, and got something new every time. Or the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Or even the first story that we learned, the story of creation. There is a big difference when we teach the children in the Sunday school the story of creation, that God created everything. Yes, we teach small minds this. Children have small minds. We teach this. The true expansion is growing up into an adult and experiencing nature. Experiencing the God in the flower. God's beauty in nature. God's beauty in the waters. God's beauty in the plants. God, you realize God, you experience it, so therefore you can understand the beauty of creation. Understand? And it's going out and putting the things into practice. You can sit and watch YouTube videos all day long. I don't care how many YouTube videos you watch. I don't care if you're in the church for 23 out of 24 hours of the day. If you're not putting the work into practice, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're just getting the knowledge. You're just like every other Tom, Dick, and Stanley who has their nose stuck in a cell phone, scrolling through a social media platform, and being consumed. Consumed. What are you creating is a good question. Because you can sit, and like I said, you can sit and watch the trainings all day long. You can sit and watch the trainings, you can sit and you can dream, and you can have ambition. But what does Shea Coulee say? Shea Coulee said, I'm all down for ambition. I'm all down for ambition. But ambition ain't nothing without execution. If you can't take what you're learning in that big book, if you can't take what you're learning in A Course of Miracles, if you can't take by what you're learning by sitting in the pew on a Sunday morning and apply it into your real world and take the action and allow the will of the most highest, purest form of love to work through you, I question what we're doing. I question what we're doing. So, with all that said, the point of my conversation was to go back to basics. Find your first love. Ask yourself. Go back to the garden. Ask yourself, where are you at? Where am I at? Where am I at in my relationship with myself? Where am I at with the development of myself? Where am I at with the clarity of my mind? Where am I at in the expansion of my mind? Where is my heart? Where am I coming from? Am I coming from a place of fear? Am I coming from a place of lack? Am I coming from a place of want, need, desire, motivation, inspiration? Or am I coming from a place of love? Pure, 100%, wholehearted love. Work without fruit, dead. The work without fruit is dead. You don't get fruit from a tree by just keeping the tree out there. Yes? The tree must grow. And we speak to the plants. We speak to the plants and to help the plants grow. But we give love to the plants to help the plants grow. And somebody once said, I think it was one of those memes, if we can go and give good thoughts and good energy and good conversation by speaking good things to plants to help them grow, just imagine for one moment what it would look like to a human being. If we just went out there and gave a word of encouragement to a human being, to our fellow flawed human man, right? That's what one girl told me. She said, I love you that you have so much love for your fellow flawed human being. Because we're all flawed. We're all spiritual beings having a human experience, and I don't think it's easy peasy for any of us. I think those people who say, oh, we have to be happy 100% and everything has to be rainbows and butterflies and oh, oozy koozy, I feel like, are you really living in this world that I'm living in? Are you really living in this place? Because if you are, you need to open your eyes, child, because there is lots of stuff going on. I told my friend earlier, turn off your Facebook. Turn off the social media. Turn off reality TV. Turn it all off. Turn it all off. Go inside. Have a talk in the secret, in that quiet place, in the stillness, and figure out what you got that you can go out and give to this world. Stop worrying about what the world can give to you. This world ain't going to give you nothing but heartache and gray hair. Believe me. Go back to basics. Back to the easiest thing. Which is always the most difficult, isn't it? It's always the most difficult to sit down and have the conversation not only with the self, but with the highest self. The book of Jeremiah, I like when it says, you will seek me and you will find me. You will pray to me and I will answer you. That's a given. That's a given. People say, oh, that's not true. You just haven't experienced it, probably. Just because you haven't experienced it does not mean it is not true. It's just you have a limited belief system that is keeping you held captive. That is all. That is all. And you need to pull the ring out of your nose, stop being held captive, break the chains off, set yourself free, for crying out loud. Go within. Go within to where miracles really, really do happen. It's all back to basics. This is the fall, folks. I know lots of you guys are all business owners. Most of you guys in here are business owners. And so if the business isn't expanding and growing, what is it doing? Is it staying stagnant? Are you staying stagnant? I had to ask myself that question. Why am I so comfortable with stagnation? And I'm not. I'm not comfortable with stagnation. So I have to pick myself up. And even when I'm in the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst moods, that is no excuse. That is no excuse to stop my work. That is an excuse to why it's okay for me to tap out. That's an excuse. That I'm a BS justification, explanation that I'm giving myself to say, instead of saying, you tapped out away from God. Take responsibility, Jack. Listen, JustJack.com. Take responsibility for it. You tapped out of God, because if you didn't tap out of God, there would only be love. And you ain't showing love right now, Queen. You're showing anger. You're showing frustration. You're showing mediocrity. That's a scary thing. It's a very scary thing. All right, I'm out. Since my new birthday, these are the most powerful words I've heard in a very long time. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. It has nothing to do with me. I simply move out of the way. And I think if you really want to go and you really want to serve, I think what you should do is educate your ego, move it out of the way, and ask for the wholeness, all, to come and work through you and use you as a vessel. You're breaking my heart, Jusst Jack. Hello, Lily Croskery. Hello, hello. All right, y'all have greatness within you. Tap into it. Don't tap out. Lots and lots and lots of love. Hi. Hello, Brenda Geese Rattree. Hello, hello. Peace out. Vicky Rodriguez. Peace out. Glad to see you in here. I'm glad you came in. Let me see. What do I have to promote or invite? Promote, invite. Oh, Jusst Jack Chat. If you haven't got your Jusst Jack Chat, make sure you get your Jusst Jack Chat. Ask me for the link. Excuse me. It's homemade. Make it myself. And all proceeds go to serve the youth and serve more people. So lots and lots and lots of love. If you got some value from this, go ahead and share down there. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you sign up for our email list, rebrand.ly/Jusst Jack email. I will see you guys on the flip side. Lots of love. Bye, Felicia.